Hey guys, Oscar Combs here with the ISO Show. And today we're talking about the big three financial processes within your organization. The big three financial processes, can you think of what they are? So the big three financial processes in your organization are your marketing process, your sales process, and of course, the accounts receivables process. We can't forget about that. Many times when we audit or try to improve our processes within our organization, we typically never think about the marketing process, sales process, and the accounts receivables process. In fact, in most audits that I've ever gone on, they never even look at these processes. They totally skip those. From the sales process, they primarily look at that from the perspective of making sure that we're capturing customers' requirements, and it pretty much stops there. But what we need to understand is that these three processes are the lifeline of the organization. If they're not operating effectively, we will have cash flow issues within our organization. We've had clients that we've worked with that have experienced these issues, and we go in and help them to improve their processes. Maybe they're thinking these processes are operational processes or quality management system processes that are causing the issues, and oftentimes we find that these big three processes are causing their financial problems. So let's talk about it. So what we have to understand initially is that when we're talking about processes, the whole concept is that processes are made up of inputs and outputs, right? So if the outputs are not giving us the desired effect, it means there's an input problem, right? And so we can't control the output by putting more emphasis on the input. So if your sales process is not providing the desired output, or if your marketing process is not providing the desired output, or your accounts receivables process is not providing the desired output, you may have a input problem, okay? And we want to really investigate the overall process, how it's designed, all the inputs that are feeding into those processes, and what's going on in those processes, how are they structured, what are the standard operating procedures around those processes, so that we can ensure that we are getting the desired outputs from those processes. So I'll give you a couple of examples, right? So the purpose of the marketing process should be to attract customers to your organization, right? Potential opportunities that you can take advantage of, right? So the marketing process is serving as an input to the sales process, okay? Now, when it comes to the sales process, the input from the marketing being the opportunity, the sales process should kick in and attempt to understand what the needs are of the customer or potential customer, with the goal of converting that opportunity into a sale, right? So the output of the sales process should be a sale. The output of the marketing process should be an opportunity, right? So it's feeding into the sales process. And so that's one of the key things that I want to make sure that we're understanding, following the inputs and the outputs of these three big financial processes. Now, the sales process, once we win a sale, it now, and of course we perform the work, but we're skipping all of that because what I said in the beginning is that many organizations typically they start after the sale is generated, so at the production kind of activities, and not factoring in all of these upfront things that we're talking about right now. So the output of the sales process is a billable, right? The accounts receivable for the products or services that your organization has provided to your customer. And this is where we often have issues in the collections of the receivable, right? So the output of the accounts receivables process is the billable. And this is where, like, if we're not collecting the billable, or the accounts receivables process is not effective, guess what you've done? You've just become a bank for your customer. And I would say interest-free, right? Because maybe they're paying late or not even paying at all. So you do all of that work in your marketing and sales process, and then you get to the accounts receivables and you're not able to collect the money. And if this is the situation, the ultimate impact of that will be bankruptcy for your company, because that's how we generate the operating income that we need to run the business, is through collections on our sales, right? And so we can keep going deeper into these inputs and outputs, even of the accounts receivables process. But the key is that if your organization, if you're having issues, for one, generating opportunities, may have a marketing issue. If you're having issues in generating your targeted sales, could have a sales process issue. If you're having issues collecting on those sales, hence impacting your cash flow of your organization, you may have an accounts receivable process issue. As I mentioned, we often help clients with these issues. And if you think you're having any of these issues, of course we help organizations with a lot of other process issues. But these issues that I call the big three financial processes in your company, they are the bloodline of the organization. So if you're having issues with that, feel free to reach out to us. We can definitely help you. But hopefully today I was able to communicate to you the importance of the process approach, inputs and outputs, and understanding that we can control the outputs by controlling the inputs and looking at how the processes are structured and designed, and also the standard operating procedures, how they are written around these three specific processes and also others in your company. So hopefully you found this ISO show helpful today. If you did, I'd ask that you like and follow us on this channel, and also maybe share this ISO show to someone else that you may know that may benefit from it. Oscar Combs here with the ISO 9001 Group, helping organizations improve their operations and reduce their risk. See you next time. Bye-bye now.